Well, here we go. For better or worse, we're going to do this. I'm going to start like the instructions said up in the, because I'm right-handed, I'm going to start up in this corner here. And so that when I'm working, I'm not laying my arm into wet paint. But I don't have a stand-up easel, so I'm going to have to turn this canvas and work it upside down and sideways and every which way to get it to go like I want it to, okay? So I am going to work with a couple of colors and see how it goes here. Let me get, oh goodness, how does this work? Oh, okay. Do it one at a time and it works better. All right. Okay, I don't want that. I don't want to lose any of my paint here. Let's see, I've got a big area right here. Let me start right there. This is kind of a, a very light, creamy color. It has a little tinge of yellow in it. Okay. And I'm not worried about covering my edge real heavy here because the next color I'm going to lay next to this is a white, and I'm going to blend those edges together. I don't like real sharp edges or exactness. I like my colors blended together. Now you do have to get enough paint on here to cover those numbers. You know, make sure that you do that. I don't know why I'm telling you. I should make sure I do that. Oh, goodness. Okay, let's talk about this living life more. Like I said, this series is basically for women who are older, or perhaps those who are not as physically able to do things as they'd like. So they have to find alternative ways. One of the suggestions I'm going to make, which I have done for years now, is what's called armchair traveling. I can't travel like I used to. My husband and I used to take trips, and we used to, go to the ocean. We used to go to the mountains and snow ski. We just used to travel for fun, and but we can't, either one of us, do that anymore. But that doesn't mean I don't like to explore, I don't like to learn, I don't like to see things. I still like to do all that, but I can't do it in person. So now I do it by armchair traveling. I do it online, and mostly I use YouTube for that because it's a perfect site. But there are sites that do tours, and those are nice too. I've done some of those in the past. You pay for them, you're with a group online. Mine were done through Zoom, and it was a lot of fun, actually, and I learned a lot. With a guide, you get to learn a lot. If you really want to learn about something, a tour with a guide was very helpful. Very good way to do it. And but if not, just go on YouTube. For instance, if you want to learn about coral reefs, if you'd like to visit the coral reefs, just type that in and see all the videos that come up. You want to go to off Australia's coast to the Great Barrier Reef? Well, you can do that, but you can visit all kinds of reefs in the world. And that is super interesting. I've done that, the reefs before, and that was awesome. I enjoyed that. And just like I said, any subject in the world, you can do that. Now, the other day, years and years and years ago, I visited the Smithsonian in Washington, USA, Smithsonian Museum. And I've always wanted to go back and never got a chance because I didn't get to see everything I wanted to see. And so I went on, I just looked that up, and they had so many videos on that, and some tour videos where somebody was walking through and talking and giving you a explanation of everything. You see my area? Isn't it looking good? Okay, tell me. I'm doing a good job, right? Right? Okay, I heard that. Thank you for the support. I wanted to specifically see the gyms area. I wanted to see what gyms they had in there right now. And I know when I visited, I wanted to see the Hope Diamond, and I got to do that. And actually, I have to tell you that was kind of a disappointment. I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't my favorite gym in there at the time. And there was I believe it was, gosh, I can't remember who it belonged to now, but it was a set of pink diamond jewelry. It was just beautiful. I don't know whether it was the Russian. I don't remember now, but it was a beautiful set of jewelry. Anyway, if you have just something you like, and you just like to know more about it, well, do some armchair traveling, okay? Be adventurous. On YouTube, find some things that you interest you but you'd never do. For instance, treasure hunting, diving for treasure. I follow a couple of gold prospectors, and they go all over the place looking for gold, and they pan gold, and they snipe gold, and they just do all kinds of stuff that's so interesting. And like, I panned for gold once in my life. I loved it. I found nothing, but I tell you what, I could be addicted to panning for gold. It was just way too much fun. And so, I mean, find something that's outside of your realm that maybe you thought, I'm not interested in that, or I'd never do that. Well, try it out. Watch something. Another one is these restorations that people are restoring chateaus and old ancestral homes, and it's very interesting how they're doing it, how they're managing it, how they're living while they're doing it. All these people who camp in winter and all this kind of stuff, just go along with them. Spend an hour or two a day just in an adventure, and enjoy your life. You don't have to sit in boredom. There's no excuse for that. And for me, I could sit here and paint like this and watch a YouTube video at the same time. You just have to look up every once in a while and see what's going on. And I could do this and watch my favorite crafting people on YouTube. So just be adventurous. do some armchair adventures, travels. Uh, just have some fun. And if you do, well, drop it in the comment. Tell us what you're doing in that respect. And you might fire a enthusiasm in us to go check that out too. So share your armchair travels with us, okay? And put it in the comments. So that's my suggestion today. And remember that if any of you are interested in doing a project like I'm doing, I've got the link information below. You can just check that out in the description. If not, just sit back and enjoy me piddling with this paint and talking to you. This is the best part. Just having a conversation with you. Okay. You know, this is very light paint, but it's actually showing up, you know. It's just kind of cool. Okay, I just wanted to do a little of this color, and then while it's wet, I'm going to come in with the next color so I can blend those edges really well. And if you don't want your paints to smear, remember to let each section dry in between before you work on something else, okay? Okay, now I'm going to clean my brush. Brought some water. Don't knock everything off the table here. Okay, get some water down here. You want to get the paint out of your brush well. Don't let it stick in there and harden up your brushes. Brushes aren't cheap, and you don't want to ruin the ones that you get in your kit. Okay, now the next color is 12. I'm going to close this up. Make sure you close them up good because you don't want them drying out on you. Okay, you don't want to get halfway through your thing and you don't got any paint because you let it dry out. Okay, let me get my brush under there and grab that little bit that wants to come out. Okay, we've got number 12. We're gonna clean the brush off right there and get those little daubs and put them in there where 12 goes. And some colors will cover better than others. So if you get some that don't cover well, you can always let it dry and go put another layer on it. Don't panic, you know. Don't overuse your paint. Don't glob it up there because, as you can see, you don't have a lot. You should have enough. I don't know. I haven't finished the project. But if used properly, you should have enough, but you don't want to glob it up so that you overuse your paint. Okay? And as you can see, I'm not staying right in the lines. I'm blending out my colors more because that's my style. That's the way I like things. And when I paint, normally just paint, I do that. I do lots of blending of my edges. I don't do a sharp line unless I just have to. Unless the piece, you know, calls for it in some way. You know what? This is fun. This is absolutely fun. For me anyway, I'm loving it already. You know me, detail doesn't bother me. I can work on something detailed for hours. But if you're not a detail person, you probably would hate this. But I'm loving it. And I can sit down and do it. Isn't that wonderful? I don't have to stand up. Now, if you can stand up and you have an easel, you can certainly take a canvas this large and put it on that easel and stand up and paint it. I mean, if that's how you want to do it. Years ago, I used to do my paintings that way, stand up and work on an easel. Occasionally, I could sit if I were at the bottom of the area of the painting, but and as you can see, this is not a fast project. This is not something you're going to cover in a day. So that's good too, because if you happen to buy one of these, you're going to spend a few dollars to get it, and you want it to last a while. It's not something you want to, just absolutely wipe out in an hour. Believe me, if you do it right, you're not going to. Let's see. Got a little area right there coming in. I'll roll my brush and get some of the excess paint off. Spread it around. Make sure I blend in and over the lines that didn't cover on the first color. It says that it dries pretty fast, so I'll let you know how fast this dries up, so that, if you're trying to work several colors at once and you do want them to dry, how long you have to wait. I'm thinking an hour or two probably, but I don't, I'll come back and test it and see how dry it is. And I love it because you can stop at any time. I'm in the middle of number 12 here, and if I want to stop right now, I can, and I can come back and pick up right where I'm all at. Oh, that's so good. Can you see that? Let me see if I can bring you up. Can you see what I'm working on here? Yeah. Let me keep fiddling here. Now, I'm not going to video every bit of this. I'm just going to be working on it as I'm going through these different points this month about how to live more fully. And remember that today we talked about using some time to armchair travel, to tour areas that we might be interested in, to research mainly through YouTube videos the different areas and of interest that we might have, and also to strike out and watch something that really you wouldn't think so. I'm telling you, I'm loving the gold prospectors because I want to do that. I also watch a couple of gem people who are always looking for gems, and how they do that, how they prospect for opals and garnets and diamonds and all kinds of stuff. And I think that's exciting too. Uh, I think I have some of that in my blood, and I didn't get to do enough of it. When I lived in Colorado is when I did the panning, and I always wanted to do more, but circumstances just didn't work out that way. So, okay, I'm going to hold it right there for this video, and I will be back. And meantime, try out my suggestion and live life more. Can you believe I've gotten this far already? Isn't this wonderful? Isn't that looking pretty? Now, I do want to tell you that I've taken some artistic license with this kit. I am a very colorful person, and when I first looked at this, the only thing that bothered me was I wanted more color in my background. And so I had extra acrylic paint so I could afford to do that. Uh, if you wanted to do it and you didn't have extra paints, I would suggest that first you do the whole thing, the focal point, and then to see how much paint you have left, and then you could mix it and do what you want to do in the background if you want to be that brave. Otherwise, you can do it exactly like it's laid out. Okay, no problem there. But I'm loving it. It's looking beautiful. Just gorgeous. Can you see that? Okay. Now there are colors that are going to have to be gone over more than once because the number shows through. And so I have, done that. And some of them, I have to let them dry before I go over them again. But let's see, where's my paintbrush? Oh, there it is, hiding from me. But just know that some of them will, the colors are so light that the number shows through. So you're going to have to put 2, maybe even 3 layers on a few of these numbers. Okay. All right. Let's see what number's up next. I believe it's number 18. I wanted to work on a little bit, and do a little and then let your canvas dry and do a little more, and then you don't have to worry about getting your hand into paints or anything like that. Okay, you don't want to be battling all that, so just do a little bit and go with it. Let's see, I'm looking for number 18. Okay, I don't know about you, but where I live, it's cold and it's sleeting outside. And I live in northeast Texas, and it's really cold for this region. It's about freezing, and the sleet is falling. I don't think it's going to accumulate, and I don't think we're going to have a long time of it, so that's good. Okay, let's look around. Do we have any number 18s out here? No, but we do have them in the center, so I'm going to bring it closer to me. This is totally relaxing, let me tell you. I love it. I work on it about 3 times a day, and sometimes it's just for 15 or 20 minutes. That's what I've got, but it's certainly something that I can do in that span of time, and I don't rush it. I just sit down and do what I can do for however long I've got, wash my brush, and then come back later. And it's been working out that I've been doing that about 3 times a day. And so it's moving on. Uh, so, so I wanted to talk more about us ladies over 50 and how we keep living life to the fullest that we can. So much of living life is not so much circumstance as it is mindset, our attitude toward life. So I've seen so many people, so many older women just give up on life, quit doing all the things they enjoy doing because, well, for instance, there's so much I can't do anymore because this old body, just at 78, it hurts. Uh, you got back problems, you got hip problems, you got this, you got that. And so you move around much and it hurts. But you got to do something. You got to keep living. And so another thing that, I'm 78. I don't know how long I'll live. I could live another 20 years. I could reach 100. And an important thing to do as we're older is to take care of our health still. We're not through. And we may have more years ahead. We want to be able to live them the best we can, so take care of your health. You still have future days. You still have projects. You still have people in your life. You still have life to live. So you don't quit taking care of yourself. What you eat, how much activity you have, how you challenge and use your brain, just everything that you can do that a younger person does to take care of their health, we can still do in old age. Maybe not in exactly the same way, but the principle is there. We're going to eat right. We're going to exercise all that we can. We're going to keep ourselves mentally challenged and our brains active. And the best way to do that is by learning. Learning is a process that forces the brain to create new cells, new synapses, new pathways. So that means if you're going to keep learning, you've got to try new things. And even as simple as like this paint project here. It's, it takes motor control. It takes creative, making creative decisions, striking out on your own like I did, things like that. If you decide to do those things, you want to keep all that going really, really strong, okay? Okay, I'm no expert, as you know. I'm just a lady that's lived several decades. And I want to continue. And I want to continue to enjoy every moment to the fullest extent possible. I want to celebrate life. And that means living it to the full. And to the full is relative because it applies to what you can do at the time. Okay? I had a friend that was in a wheelchair. And she said, I'm going to live my life to the full. And believe me, she did things that I could never do. She was a go-getter, and she did. She lived her life with no regrets. Remember, too, that this point in our life, having a little money helps, but it still isn't where happiness lies. There's too many simple things we can do that doesn't take money that enhances our lives, okay? Remember that. And if you're creative, I think that's one of the greatest things in the world, because you are always making something, and that means you have something to share, to give away, to gift. And a lot of the things that we do don't take a lot of money. If you see, I work with scraps and thrifted stuff and things that's given to me, and I can make beautiful gifts out of them, and it doesn't cost me a lot, so I don't have to stop giving. Okay. Another thing is, uh, don't fear change. Embrace it, prepare for it, live it. Don't fear it. Fear paralyzes. It'll just stop you in your tracks faster than anything else. So you just don't want to let fear come into your life. Life is going to change. Circumstances change. Everything changes. Nothing stays the same all the time. So why live in fear? Believe me, some changes take a little getting used to. Requires a lot of mindset challenge for us. But hey, we're up to it. We can do it. We can handle it. Okay, isn't this fun? I just know this is fun. I'm having fun. The only other thing that I could say that really helps me, and especially over time, and at this point in my life, is to live with intention. Why am I living? What am I living for? What's the most important thing to me at this point in my life? Live with intention. Every day you get up, sit on the side of the bed, and say, what's my intention today? Let me live it to the full. If you accomplish it, great. If you don't, try it another day. Oh, I can hear the little sleet on the carport. It has a tin roof, and I can hear it hitting the tin roof. The only thing I don't like about that kind of weather is half the time you end up losing your electricity because power lines, limbs get heavy and fall over power lines, and next thing you know, you're out of electricity. And there goes your heat, and there goes your lights, there goes your internet. Of course, we're spoiled in the area of the world we live in. We have things very easy here as compared to some places in the world. And so, again, change happens. My husband's got us prepared. He's got our generator set up, ready to flip on. And it is wired through our box so that he can turn on whichever parts of the house we need to run at the time, and whichever plugs we want to utilize. So he's done a good job of that, preparing to make things where we're more able to take care of ourselves in our old age without, having to constantly depend on someone else to do things for us. I'm enjoying this even more than I thought I would. It's been so long since I've really just painted for the fun of it. And this little kit here that I got through Paint Vibe, and you'll find all the links that are appropriate in case you want to get one for yourself. It's just, I thought, it's just so much fun. Why wouldn't I want to do something like this? I can sit down, I can work on it when I want to. It's not beyond my ability. After all, I'm painting by number. Somebody pointed, give me the spot and put a number on it, surely I can handle that. When I get onto a certain number, I try to, follow it around and do forever how long I'm going to have time to work on it. I just try to follow it around and do that number. And then I give it time to dry, but it really is fast drying, so it doesn't take long at all. And another thing is, there are no art police, no one standing over your shoulder. If you go over the line, nobody will know. It's okay. I've made several goofs. Get carried away and paint over into a section they're not supposed to, but you know what? I can't tell the difference. So if you do decide you want to try this, there is a link where you can get a discount. It's in the description. So you try that. But then again, like I said, I'm not trying to sell you one of these, but I just, sometimes you see something and you think, I want to do that. And and the company gave me this one free and asked me to, just make a video about my experience with it, good, bad, or indifferent, and just give it, a truthful evaluation. And I'm telling you, it's the canvas, the paints, everything is, just really well made, nice. And I haven't finished, so I still can't tell you if the paint is going to last. I'm thinking this is their job, they know what they're doing, they're going to put enough paint in here to do this job. But I'll let you know when I get through if I had enough paint for everything. Like I said, I'm fortunate because I do a little painting on my own, so I do have some acrylic paints. But I'm thinking the way it's going right now that I've got plenty of paint. Now, the only thing that bothers me is I know the areas where I have to, hold on a little minute, I can't talk and look for numbers at the same time. Let's see. Let's go. Here's one. I thought surely they got some of this color up in here, and they do. What was I saying? I forgot. Uh-oh. my old age showing. None of that, none of that, none of that, none of that. Don't see it there, don't see it there. See if any comes. Yeah, there's some. And I have it in my description, but I do want to let you know that if any of you decide to purchase one of these with the link that I have, I do get a small commission. I don't know what that'll be. I haven't got any. But, you know, that's part of the deal. They give you a link, and if anybody purchases, they give you a little commission on it. But, like I said, I'm not here to sell this to you. But it is a wonderful way to sit down and do something creative that's fun. So, at least I'm finding it so. This I'm thinking that I'm going to bring my purples that I did the top background in down to the into this side here. I think I would like that. That's not the original color, but I wanted to add more color, so that's what I'm doing. And that's what this is all about too. It's paint by number, but there's no law that says you have to do everything exactly the way it's laid out. You have the confidence to strike out to do something different, well, go for it. Now, I'm definitely following all the flower shapes and sizes and all that. It's just the background that I'm changing and piddling with. I love the sunflowers, and I wanted them to look very close to that original. So I'm staying with that. But in, out, around, and about, I'm just adding more color. And I'm going to hang this in my stitching porch. It's going to be beautiful. Okay, let's see here. There's still going down. It's a pretty color. It's like a deep butterscotch. Or I should say a rich butterscotch. Speaking of butterscotch, my husband bought some butterscotch pudding, little pudding cups, which I haven't tried before. That particular one, and I think I'm going to have that for lunch today as a dessert. Just try out his butterscotch pudding. One of my aunts used to make butterscotch pudding from scratch. I can remember that as a child. And I remember I really liked it. I don't have a clue how to make butterscotch, from scratch. There's something I can learn. I have to research that a little and see how you do that. I would think it has something to do with browning butter, maybe. I don't know. To get that flavor and look, color. You probably can't even see what I'm doing here. Not that you really have to see it, but it might be nice. Let's see. Okay, do you see an 18? There's one. I'm doing 18. There's one. Any more 18s lurking? 19s, 20s, 21s. Oh, there's an 18. And there's an 18. Okay, several of them right in there. All right. Okay. Now there's going to be some on this side, but right now I'm staying over here because I'm about out of time. I got to go start lunch. Okay, I'm thinking that looks good. What do you think? I've got a little more color in there. Okay, let's see. Let me just get this little one up here. All right. It's addicting. you don't want to put it down. You just want to keep going. All right. Till next time. Maybe I'll get at least another third of this hopefully completed, and then we'll come back together. Okay. Until then. Well, we can't be very scrap happy with this, but we could stay paint happy. Okay. All right. Take care, everybody.